NECA's video game series continues to be one of my absolute favorite lines going today. It's just such a fun idea to produce action figures based on those old 8-bit video games that I grew up playing. This one here, I was incredibly excited for. It's one that I have been highly anticipating, and, well, I mean, come on. The last several videos I've done on NECA's video game figures, I've even thrown my own little hints at wanting this specific figure. So today we're gonna take a look at Mohawk from Gremlins 2 The New Batch on the Nintendo Entertainment System. As you can see, he comes in that very cool window box packaging that we've seen all of NECA's other video game inspired figures come inside of. The box is great because it mimics the old Nintendo video game packaging. It's got the same Gremlins 2 logo on the front, along with a very cool image of Mohawk. And one of the things that I find so incredibly charming about these boxes is the fake wear and tear seen around the edges, and that old Nintendo seal of quality turned into the NECA logo. I think all of that stuff is just very fun and really makes the packaging for this line stand out. When you flip the box around to the backside, it looks just like the back of the old Nintendo game box, but instead of screenshots from the game, we have shots of the action figure within. And there's a nice Velcro flap that folds open so that we've got that window box there fully showcasing our Mohawk figure within. And on the left-hand side of the flap, we have an image straight out of the video game where we've got the little shop where we can buy some supplies for Gizmo to use in the game. We even have the little life meter at the top above the window box, and if you pull Mohawk out of the packaging, you can see the nice little background behind him comes straight out of that Nintendo video game. The boxes in this line are awesome, and they are definitely part of the highlight. And the thing that's great is it really makes these guys really fun to display while in the boxes, but we're going to pull Mohawk out so we can take a closer look at him. So here's Mohawk outside of the packaging. He's a pretty big figure. If you've had any of NECA's other Gremlins figures, you know what to expect as far as the size goes. He stands about 7 inches tall from the bottom of his feet to the top of his Mohawk there, and he fits right in line with any of those other Gremlins figures. The thing that makes this one different is that instead of having that realistic kind of slimy or glossy look that all of the other Gremlins figures have, he's got a flat paint job that is done to look like the 8-bit sprites from the video game. I really love that, and I think that's something that NECA has done so amazingly well with their video game figures. The sculpt on the guy is incredible though. I mean, it looks just as good as you would expect any of the other NECA Gremlins figures to look. A lot of great details going on there, from the scale seen all going down his arms, all the little spikes sticking off of him, and of course he's got that Mohawk coming off the top of his head and running down his back. He's got a fantastic look on his face as well. You can see he's got those nice kind of slit reptilian-like eyes, a nice kind of evil grin on his face. You can even see his ratchet teeth kind of sticking out of his mouth there, so it is very cool. But the thing that makes him so different, as we discussed, is that paint deco. So instead of being a green in color like you would expect a Gremlin to look, he's got this really funky black, gray, and yellow paint deco that makes him look like that 8-bit sprite in the video game. It's amazing how well the folks at NECA are able to paint these guys to look so funky with those paint jobs. It's really spectacular, and I think that's what makes this line stand out so much to me. I absolutely love the paint deco on this guy. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the articulation on Mohawk here. Now, if you've had any of NECA's other Gremlins figures, you probably know what to expect with this guy. His head's on a ball joint, so you can roll it all the way around there. You can see it's jointed at the base of the neck as well as where the head meets is, so it's kind of double jointed on the neck. Got a good range of motion with the head there. Also, the jaw is articulated, so you can open and close the mouth, which is awesome. I love that. It's also crazy how the tongue and everything inside of his mouth is painted a solid black, so really kind of blends in with the whole video game look there. You got ball joints at the shoulder, so the arms can go outwards, they can move forwards and backwards. You've got swivels at the elbow as well as an elbow bend. You've got swivels at the wrist as well as hinge joints, so the hands can move up and down. You just have the same kind of ball joints at the thighs there, so the legs can kind of swivel around, move forwards and backwards, kind of move inwards and outwards there. You've got standard joints at the knees, and then you've got the same kind of joints at the ankles of his feet, just like we have on his hands there. Nice ball joints, so you can roll it all the way around, move the feet forwards and backwards, and you can get them in a really nice balanced standing pose. So, pretty good articulation on this guy. A lot of great ways to pose him. I absolutely love how the mouth can open and close. That really helps to add a little bit of personality to the character. So the other thing that Mohawk comes with is an accessory, being this awesome little machine gun. And the machine gun has the same crazy paint deco as the figure itself, being mostly gray with a little bit of black and yellow kind of painted on there. Very video game looking. And you can get this pose in his hand, and what's really nice is you can make it so that one of the fingers goes right through the little trigger spot on there, and that way we can get Mohawk with some really great single-handed or even two-handed poses. Holding that machine gun, double-handed, getting ready to use it, chasing off poor Gizmo with it. You can get some really, really fun poses. It is amazing to see the way that NECA's video game collection is growing. It all started with that Jason figure that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and look at what it has grown into. The display is amazing. I absolutely love this section of my collection. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the new video game-inspired Mohawk the Gremlin from the NES Gremlins 2, the new batch video game. It's one that I personally have been highly anticipating, and I absolutely love this figure. Now, if you're just a Gremlins collector, it is worth noting that NECA did show off a normal movie version of this exact same figure at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, so we've got that to look forward to as well. The NES Gremlin figure is starting to hit store shelves right now, so happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.